Welcome, watchers of weird videos. This is Trevor7, creator of HowToTelekinesis.com and a student of AvatarEnergyMaster.com, and today I will be working with a pendulum. Okay, so here's my pendulum, which happens to be a piece of tiger eye rock with a screw on top attached to a metal chain. And I usually wrap it around my index finger one time and then clench it between my finger and thumb, like so, leaving the chain fairly long. And I'm not really using it in a traditional manner. And today I'm just kind of using it as a telekinesis tool, doing just what I'm showing you there, left and right, back and forth, and a circle. And I'm going to do my darndest to hold my hands still and do this all telekinetically, but it's not that easy to hold perfectly still. Anyone who's ever held a pendulum knows it's very responsive, so you have to be really careful. Try not to use your own motion. But and speaking of pendulums, you know, in a literal sense, yeah, it's just a weight hanging from a pivot point. But in a psychic view, a lot of people consider these a tool or a mediumship or something to connect with a higher self or universal mind. And I'm not going to get into all that, and that's not really the way I'm trying to use this right now. I'm just kind of holding it as still as I can and using TK to make it move the way I showed you there. So there's a little bit of back and forth motion, and here's my left and right. And you can kind of tell between when I go to my transitions when I take deep breaths and kind of change my train of thought. So there's left and right, and then I'll probably take another breath here in just a minute, and I'll try to start shooting her into circles. And yeah, I'm sure people are going to say, "Oh, you're moving your hand," but hang with me there. We'll do a little suspended stuff here too to kind of get rid of that idea. All right, so there it is. That's some pretty big circles. Hope you can see that okay. This is actually a redo. I did it last night, and it was very dark, and I was wearing dark clothes, and it looked you couldn't see the pendulum, so brightened things up and did it during the day for you. All right, that's the handheld. Okay, so here's the handy-dandy homemade hillbilly hanging apparatus we'll be using. Wrapping the chain around the clasp of this sealed container thingy, get her steadied, and then just hit it with some telekinesis. And same approach as always, acquire empathy and shoot some energy at it. And I don't know if it's just me or if some other people will attest to this. Sometimes whenever you turn the camera on, your abilities drop down about 40% for some reason. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's your higher self doesn't want to be put on display or what I think it is. I think you got to make it fun for it. If it's not fun, it doesn't seem like it wants to cooperate. But anyway, I'm actually hitting it with all I got, just with some regular pushes and pulls, trying to get some movement. You know, the heck with the routine, the front and back and left and right circle thing. I'm just trying to get that darn thing to move, to tell you the truth. But here it is. After a few pushes, it's kind of hard to see from this distance, but there's some to and fro, and now there's some left and right you can see there with a little marker. Makes it a little easier to see. Certainly nothing to write home about, but some moderate success. The no hands suspended. By the way, I think I'll call this moving a rock suspended from a chain. That sounds much better. Alright, on to bigger and better things. Okay, again, here's the setup. Pretty fancy stuff. We're going to take the same pendulum, same container, and I'm going to use one of them fuzzy sticks, I think is what that's called, or pipe cleaner, or craft, one of those things you find in the craft department. One of them jobbers. We're just going to kind of measure and see how far I got to put it inside there, get her marked, wrap it around. Golly, this is long even in fast forward. Anyway, I wanted you to see how it's set up. And yeah, it's probably not exactly airtight because that thing's sticking through the seal. And if you think I'm pushing air through that, you got issues. Okay, yeah, and of course it took a while, so I had to take a lunch break. And if anybody's curious, I had a salad and a handful of almonds and a glass of carrot juice. And this thing wasn't moving a lick. And here I'm going to try to hit it with some freshly acquired chi and energy and see if we can get the darn thing to move. I know it's about as exciting as watching paint dry. Oh, speaking of which, if you work for Sherman and Williams, you owe me. You can make your payments payable to Trevor7 at... No, I'm just kidding. That was a free sweatshirt. I seldom buy clothes. But I wanted to wear something light so you could kind of see if the thing moves. Ooh, the suspense is killing me. I assure you, there's some movement or I wouldn't put this on here. Okay. What to talk about? This is spooky stuff, guys. How is that thing ever going to move inside a sealed container? No, I'm just kidding. I can't do it, but I really wish I could. No. There you go. You can see a little bit of movement there. I'll do a close-up here so you can see it, because honestly, it's pretty subtle. But hey, any movement is telekinesis. There you go. Can you see it moving with the marker? Yeah, I know. Impressive. All right. Thanks for watching.
Shoot, yeah, here's a big heads up, you YouTubers. This here's black magic, voodoo, devil worshiping, sorcery stuff. You do not want to mess with a pendulum. One minute you're sitting there and you're holding your pendulum or them there dowsing rods or your Ouija board, and poof, your eyes turn red and your house catch on fire and big green slimy demons start popping out your butt. I'll tell you what, you do not want to mess with this, and shame on him for showing this. If your kids watching this, do not do this. Listen to everything they tell you in school and everything they tell you in church, and don't never try nothing new. Especially anything this feller's showing you. This here stuff, this divination is what it is, and devin, that's short for devil. That'll come, them devils will come in. That there pendulum, that's a key to a porthole to critters you don't even want to know about. You just, shame on you for showing this, and shame on you for watching it. If you kids is out there and you're watching this, turn it off and go wash your face. And you better pray that you don't have demons following you around after watching this.